this is our first night camping. We picked up the van this morning and just arrived to this beautiful beach, and it's hard to understand, it's hard to realize what we're doing, where we are and how we got here, and I still cannot believe where we are right now. Look at this beautiful beach, and it's just unbelievable. Really, I am in shock. So I'm actually working on my shock, but it's just, I don't know, I can't find words to describe how good of a feeling this is, that we are next to this beautiful beach. The weather is nice, which 2 days ago was horrible. Now it's just perfect. We're here, we have a lot of organizing to do inside, so we are settled in the van and everything, but look at it, it's just absolutely amazing. And we started the adventure, which is the best. Here you go. These are just foxes right next to our camp, basically. We spent the night at this beautiful beach, and it's such a big difference when it's cold weather and we don't have to spend the night in a rooftop tent, but inside a van, and we have heating, we had warm water, we could have a shower inside, so it was pretty comfortable. It's a beautiful quiet beach, it was very peaceful.
Let's go. Let's go.
We are headed to Lunenburg, a picturesque little town on the coast of Nova Scotia, where we're going to meet a very special person, Colleen Jones, who is a star reporter at CNBC News, and she decided to produce a story on us so that we would appear on the Canadian CBC News. This would be the second round of the interview, and we are looking forward to meeting her again.
So this is Lunenburg, and it's a very interesting town, but because we are pre-season, we are here in pre-season, it doesn't look like many things are open. In fact, a lot of restaurants and services are still closed. It's still we had a nice little walk, but it's paid parking and we didn't have enough change for a longer period of parking, so we just kind of going back and trying to find another campsite.
Tell me about how long, and focus on your driving. Tell me how long this trip is. From here we are in April. When do you finish it? And tell me about the epic part, the route.
We don't really have a really...
We felt honored that the CNBC channel was interested in our story, especially when we saw it on the 6 o'clock news the next day.
Many Europeans are planning trips to Nova Scotia. They usually come by plane, but then there are the Overlanders.
Yes, one Hungarian couple has just arrived in the province and they're ready to take the road less traveled. Colleen Jones now on what exactly the life of an Overlander looks like.
So it's mechanical, there's no electronics.
They've shipped it from Europe for their Western Hemisphere adventure. It's also their home on wheels for the next year and a half. France and Evelyn are Overlanders.
Yeah, we just have a really nice experience.
So you're ready for the year and a half adventure?
Yeah, of course.
With 6 continents driven through, they have experience to share with others on how to do it.
From Europe we drove to Singapore, through Kazakhstan and Mongolia and China. So we've got quite a bit of experience. So we now know how to prepare for a year and a half long trip as well.
They start the Overlanders Dream Vacation down the Pan American Highway all the way to the southernmost place in the world here in Argentina.
We're aiming to get to the bottom of Argentina all the way to Ushuaia, which is the southernmost town in the world, in about a year and a half.
As they toast to a beach night with an Alexander Keith's, they tell me for Overlanders, those who like it a lot. Colleen Jones, CBC News, Lunenburg.
After having digested our newly found fame, we decided to visit Peggy's Cove, which is a highlight on the Nova Scotian coastline. The main attraction is of course the Peggy's Point Lighthouse, which is still an active lighthouse, still operated by the Canadian Coast Guard. It is located on an extensive granite outcrop at the Peggy's Point, immediately south of the village and its cove. They say it's one of the most recognizable lighthouses in the world. The current building was built in 1914 and at that point it replaced the wooden structure. It stands almost 50 meters high and it was automated in 1958. Tourists also explore the granite outcrop on the Peggy's Point around the lighthouse, which can be dangerous. The rocks can get wet and slippery, and despite many warning signs, several tourists are swept off the rocks by waves, sometimes drowning. Peggy's Cove itself is originally a small fishing community located on the eastern shore of the St. Margaret's Bay. Legend has it that the village may have been named after the wife of an early settler. However, today it's also famous because of a local delicacy. We were very lucky that we got invited behind the scenes by Tom to learn how the famous lobster roll is made.
We are in Peggy's Cove and Evelyn read about this place where we must try the lobster rolls. It's called Tom's Shack and it's just across the road.
Lobster Shack.
Tom's Lobster Shack. And it's just right behind us.
That red building.
It's that one.
We are at Tom's Lobster Shack. Let's try a lobster roll because I have never tried a lobster roll before.
Did you guys stop in Czech Republic on your way here?
Czech Republic? Yeah.
Yes?
Is that where you're from?
Yes.
How did you end up here?
I ended up here 10 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Well, my family owns a motel down the road, so I came here just for the summer, like just to work again. And I'm chef, so I did like culinary school in Czech, and I was chef in another restaurant, Rhubarb restaurant. It's not far away, it's like a couple kilometers from here, so I was there for 6 years. I got opportunity to open up this, so I just started 4 years.
You started this place?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's actually pretty good. Come on in, guys.
So lettuce goes in it too?
Yeah, lettuce goes first. I will just park it up with the lobster meat. It's from the ocean over there. You know, a bunch of fishermen here, so we always get it fresh in the morning. I'll be just finishing those up. Just a little seasoning and a garnish. Alright, and here's your classic lobster roll.
Fantastic.
Thank you again.
One of the best parts of traveling is meeting people, and that doesn't always mean just the locals, it also means fellow travelers. It's always a lot of fun to share stories, tips and advice, especially when we meet overlanders who are traveling with a very similar vehicle. Julie and Guillaume are traveling with a 1988 Iveco Turbo Daily 4x4, which is very similar to ours. Ours is 1998 and theirs is a little bit older. Their vehicle definitely has a lot of character. After sharing some travel plans for the next few weeks, it's time for us to leave as we are heading towards the Cabot Trail, which is one of the highlights in Nova Scotia.